It is now time to use Thirdweb's dashboard to launch our NFT collection. My name is Daniel, aka HashLips, and welcome back to the Thirdweb series that I'm making. In this video, we're going to be creating an ERC721 token NFT drop. Very exciting. If you want to follow along, I highly recommend following this Thirdweb with HashLips playlist from the start. Last time we left off by creating a speedrun where we generated the images and metadata that we are now going to use when we create our NFT collection with Thirdweb. So first things first, go to the Thirdweb webpage. I have a link in the description of this video. When you get here, click on Start Building. Once you click here, you will end up on the Thirdweb dashboard. This is where we're going to connect our wallet, so make sure that you have a wallet like MetaMask, Wallet Connect, Coinbase, and then you can simply connect. I'm going to connect using my MetaMask. Now that I'm connected, you can see that Thirdweb gives us a beautiful dashboard to manage our contracts that we deploy. You have a few options over here and you can explore the SDKs, which we'll do on a later part as well. But for now, we want to deploy a new contract. So click on this Deploy New Contract. Then we get a lot of options. So we will cover each of these options. But in today's video, we're going to be looking at the NFT drop contract. You can even see that this has the tick mark and it has been audited, which is very cool. Now, there is something I would like to mention. Here you can see we have got an NFT drop and an NFT collection. Now, the NFT drop and the NFT collection are both ERC721 contract, and we're going to be focusing on the NFT drop. The reason is we want to drop our NFTs. Basically, all our generated NFTs are going to be on this contract, linked to it, and people can claim it, either for free or for a price. And this is kind of the so-called minting. An NFT contract is more suitable and works the same way, but is more suitable for one-of-one artworks, such as if you're an artist and you want to bring out an artwork, then mint it on demand. We will not cover this in this video, only the NFT drop. I briefly want to look at the gas associated with each one of these products. Here you can see NFT drop, edition drop, and so on. Today we're looking at the NFT drop, and under the hood it's a 721 contract. You can go to the same URL if you want to see these prices for yourself. This is live and updating dynamically, and you can even switch this to dollars to make it more readable. But currently, even though this is a 721 contract, it is still optimized. Here you can see the user will pay a gas fee of about $10 currently per NFT. Now, even though this is not the 721A contract, the team has assured me that they will be adding the 721A pretty soon to the dashboard, and that's why I'm making this video, because the process will be exactly the same. You will just need to select the different product. Now, this is pretty cool, and it's not so bad, but if you want to wait for the 721A, that's also fine. Until then, you can use the 721 as it is. The main difference between 721A and 721 is that with 721, you have to pay this fee of gas per NFT that you mint. So if you mint 2 NFTs, it will double. And with 721A, you can mint with this fee, but in bulk. And that's why 721A is usually associated with cheaper gas costs. All right, that's just a little bit of an education. So I'm going to jump back to the tutorial. Let's continue. Currently, we can see that I'm on the main network. So I'm going to go ahead and switch my MetaMask to be on the Rinkeby test network. Make sure you have some test ether in there, because we are going to be deploying this on the Rinkeby network to do some tests. If you want to deploy this on the main network, then obviously you will have to be on the main network. Great. Let's go and click on Deploy Now. This configuration page will pop up for your NFT collection. So in the name of my collection, I'm going to call it Abstract Art. For the symbol, I'm going to make it AAT for art, or maybe AART for art. And then we get to upload an image. For my image, I'm just going to select this logo. And for the description, you can put in a small description. This data over here is the data that would be saved in the metadata so that you can distinguish between the different contracts. You can also set a different description and name on OpenSea once it's on the secondary market, but for now, we're going to do this. When it gets to the payment section, you get primary sales and royalties. Looking at the primary sales, you need to enter an address in here. This is going to be the recipient who receives all the initial sales. So basically you can import your address in here directly, or alternatively, we can implement a payment splitter and put that payment splitter's address in here. We can always update this after we have deployed. So you can do this on a later stage as well. But for now, put in your address or a payment splitter's address in here. Later on in the series, I will show you how to implement a payment splitter to split up those funds. The royalties field works the same way. This is just the royalties that you will get from the secondary sales of the asset. Now you can put a percentage over here. I like to put 5%. This will be picked up by OpenSea and marketplaces, but be careful. Certain marketplaces cap it at a certain percentage. For instance, OpenSea caps it at 10%. So even though you want to take 100% royalties, OpenSea will default it to 10. I like to put 5. You can alternatively put the payment splitter's address in here or your normal address, but just be aware that this payment splitter does not work on the test network, only on the main network. I will briefly cover advanced configuration, but it's really not necessary if you're doing a normal NFT drop. Advanced configuration is if you are a third party doing this service for a client, and you as a third party wants to take a little bit of percentage for your work, deploying this through Thirdweb. So this is an option, but it's really not necessary for a normal NFT drop. The last option here is our network settings. Where do we want to deploy this contract to? Currently, it's on the Rinkeby test network, but you can also deploy this to the main network, Ethereum, Polygon, Phantom, and even Avalanche. Just make sure that you're connected to those networks when you do this. I'm connected to the Rinkeby test network, and this is where I will deploy my contract to. Let me go ahead and click on Deploy Now. MetaMask should pop up now with a confirmation. So let's just wait for that to happen, and then the process should be complete. Our next step is then to upload our metadata. So let's go ahead and confirm this and wait for the transaction to fulfill. Awesome, the process is done, the transaction was successful, and here is the display page of our NFT collection. This page is where we can manage our collection, set up claim phases and all these good stuff. But we don't have our NFTs connected yet. Just to show you, if I copy the address of this contract, go to the Rinkeby test network and search for this now, it should pop up. And here's the contract. Nothing has been minted yet or anything, but it is indeed on the blockchain. Going back to our NFT Collections Dashboard, we can see that our contract's on the blockchain, but we need to upload the images. So we can do this with the batch upload function over here. Once you click on this, they tell you that you need to upload a set of images with metadata. Now in the previous video, we've already done the speed run, and we have got this set over here. The next step that you would like to do is simply take this underscore metadata.json file and drag it into the images folder. We are now going to upload this whole images folder with the metadata to Thirdweb. Going back to the dashboard, we can now click on upload and go and find that builds folder with the images. Here we can see we've got all the images and the underscore metadata.json. So we're going to select everything and click on open. Now we can see that Thirdweb's dashboard is trying to match the NFT with the metadata that we provided. At this point, it's very important to note that you need to double check and make sure that the image links up with the correct metadata. Over here, I can see that I do have an image with a red background, and indeed it is there as well. Here we can see purple backgrounds match up and the yellow one as well. Just double check and make sure that this is correct. You'll notice that it says on token ID token 0, and this is because it's 0 indexed. But yet this is our first token and we call it ID1. Alright, now let's go and scroll all the way to the bottom and click on next. At this point, we are presented with two major decisions. Do we want to reveal our metadata and the NFT upon mint? If someone buys an NFT or mints an NFT, do they see the NFT's image immediately and metadata? If you do want that, you select this option over here. Otherwise, you will select the delayed reveal. This is the one we are going to go for because in this case, we will hide the metadata for a select period of time until we decide to reveal the metadata. So, we're going to select this option. Keep in mind, if you select the reveal upon mint, the CID and the metadata will be public. So, this is why we are going for the delayed reveal. With the delayed reveal, we get to set a password. This is a very important password, so choose one that you're going to save and always remember. Maybe share it with a key team member, because without this you will not be able to reveal your metadata. I am simply going to select 1234 and 1234. Here we get to select an image that we want to display as hidden metadata, so I already have made this image for us. And the collection's name, I'm going to call it my abstract art, and here we can say coming soon, like so. This button tells us that we are about to upload 10 NFTs, which is the case, so we're going to click yes. And depending on how many NFTs you have, this might take some time because it needs to upload to IPFS and swap out the metadata and upload the metadata. So this could be a long process, so just keep it running. They do have a progress bar at the bottom, and mine should be quick because we only have 10 NFTs. There will be a confirmation needed, so on MetaMask, click on confirm, and now we just sit back and wait for the process to finish. Okay, so now we're back in the NFT Collections Dashboard. We can see a lot of tabs which we can set permissions, claim phases, embeds, code, and settings. What we need to do first is set a claim phase. Here you can see the little disclaimer. We can click on this button or go to the claim phases and create an initial phase. This is the settings for a claim phase. Now you can add an additional claim phase. Maybe you just want to mint half your NFTs in the first phase and open the rest up later. But let's go through the settings. The first one is to set when your NFT mint will start. When will you allow people to start claiming and purchasing these NFTs? The next field over here, if you leave it to unlimited, it will actually allow for the whole collection to be claimable. All 10 of our NFTs will be able to be minted and claimed by people. If we want to only do half of our collection, we can specify the number over here. But in my case, I'm going to make it unlimited and have the whole collection claimable. The next field asks us how much do we want to charge for an NFT. So for this phase, I can say we want to charge 0.05 Ether. You can also select a different currency. I'm going to leave it to Ether, or you can use a custom currency. The next field has to do with who can claim these NFTs. If you leave it on any wallet, this is basically a public mint. Or if you want to say a specific wallet only, then you'll get to this section. In here, you can upload a CSV file. There is an example CSV file here. You can download this, and this is basically how it looks. Add the addresses there, then save that file and upload it here. Or you can have the alternative option of doing a CSV with the addresses as well as a max claimable parameter. This is how this looks, with this extra max claimable heading, and then specifying how many NFTs someone can claim from this wallet. Keep in mind, that if you go for this option, the participant can only ever claim once. So they'll either have to claim the full value that's here or less than that, but they can only do it once. That's only with this max claimable. Otherwise, you can use the normal whitelist as well. If you have uploaded your snapshot, then this is how it will look. You can edit it always. But what we want to do is just select any wallet. The last two parameters have to do how many NFTs can be claimed per transaction. So let's say you allow a wallet to claim 2 NFTs per transaction. It means if the settings stay like this, it means they can technically claim 2 NFTs to infinity, because the amount of seconds that they have to wait between a claim is 0. You can make it 60 seconds, so someone can claim 2 NFTs every 60 seconds, or set it to unlimited, meaning that this wallet can only ever claim 2 NFTs. And that's it. For my example, I'm going to make this 1 NFT per transaction, but I'm going to set this to 0, meaning that anyone, the whole public, can claim 1 NFT every transaction. And then I'm going to save my claim phase. Once I've done this, we should be ready to go. Our NFT collection should start minting on this date, and we only have one phase. This is going to require a transaction, so let's confirm that on MetaMask and wait for this to be uploaded. Now that this is updated, we can go back to the overview. We can see there's no action required from us. Our total supply, the claimed supply, and our unclaimed supply is still 10. Our mint will take place on this claim phase date that we set. Now, you might ask, where do people go and claim? Well, this is the thing. Here, Thirdweb actually provides us a nice embed to use. The embed is a nice piece of code that you can use. You can copy it to your clipboard and add it to your HTML files, your applications, and it will run. Here, you will get the chance to connect to your wallet and actually mint your collection. That's how easy Thirdweb makes it for you to incorporate a minting dApp in any site. You can also configure your embed, and here you can specify a custom IPFS gateway, a custom RPC URL, and even a relay URL. Now, this is not needed if you have a normal mint. It will work fine as it is. But if you are expecting a very large amount of traffic, maybe it's a good thing to set some of these configurations. Later on, we can discuss the relay URL, which could make it possible for your users to mint absolutely free, where you cover the gas costs. But that will come up in a later video tutorial. Alternatively, you can go to the code section. Here, Thirdweb explains how to use their SDK with various languages. We will cover this in a later workshop series where we're going to show you how you can build out React applications using the Thirdweb SDK. This is really cool, which we'll not cover in this video because we really want to make you understand how to use the SDK in full. So we'll get to the SDK in later videos. Now, let's talk about the settings. Over here, you can update your general settings that we've set before, and you can also change the primary sales address. This is why I said on a later stage, when we look at payment splitters, you can always update it here afterwards. The same goes for the royalties. Now, this is pretty cool. And let's look at the last important thing, which is the permissions. The permissions might seem a bit difficult to wrap your head around, but basically understand that you get an admin role and a creator role. Admin roles gives the address, which is my address now, the right to assign different roles to people. The creator role has the right to create new tokens and so on. You can add more admins and more creators as well. Please don't remove all the admin roles if you are still trying to update creators, because once there's no admin, you basically have renounced from the contract and you cannot remove creators. So, if you want to renounce, you will need to remove all the creators and then all the admins. Down at the very bottom, you've got this transfer role. Basically, you can switch off and make your NFT non-transferable, making it stuck in people's wallet. Maybe there's a certain use case you want to do this. But please be careful with these permissions. If you really don't know what you're doing at this point, just leave the permissions as they are and everything should be fine as well, unless you want to renounce, like I said. And finally, we now have our overview, we are happy, our mint is going to happen. Now let's say the mint has already happened, everyone has their tokens and they would like to see what they got in the collection. Well, now is the time to actually reveal the NFTs. So, when you want to reveal, there's a big nice reveal button here at the top. Let's click on the Reveal NFTs button. It's now going to ask us for that password that we've set in the beginning. Mine was 1234. When I click on Reveal NFTs, we'll have to verify this, and then our NFTs metadata should now be in the open. Let's go ahead and confirm this action, and let's wait and see our beautiful NFTs revealed. And voila! Now our NFTs are revealed and we can see the images and metadata. This is how easy it is to do an NFT ERC721 drop with Thirdweb through the dashboard. Now we can do the same thing through the SDK, which we are going to show in this tutorial series as well. But I hope you are enjoying the series to this point. I highly encourage you to keep on following the series, and also give this video a big thumbs up, a comment, and subscribe if you haven't. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Cheers for now.